Avatar Louis, welcome to stream. Ellie the MVP. Ellie is pretty great. Her Holy Bullet is probably the best skill in the game. Like, as of now. It is very, very good. It's over. We are victorious. That was intense. I can't believe they took all of us on at the same time. Damn it, how'd they beat us? You understand now? Relying on brute force alone isn't enough to carry you through a fight. I wonder who you learned that from. You possess a strong offense, but your defense is far too lacking. To put it in simpler terms, you're all inexperienced. What? Why is this dude lecturing us all of a sudden? Beats the hell out of me. You guys are plenty strong. I wouldn't mind teaching you the basics. What do you say? Would you like to learn some of our defensive tactics or defense tactics? Hell nah, I ain't getting taught by no stinking pigs. We're leaving, boys. Yeah. Later, losers. That big dude always sounds like he's full of it. I don't get him. Ah, like I'd ever listen to him. They're as dim-witted as ever. I doubt they'd grasp those techniques even if they tried their whole lives. Yeah, I hear ya. It completely tossed aside a valuable learning experience. Well, I'm just glad you guys got something out of it. That makes what we did here worth it. Agreed, though I must admit I'm pretty exhausted. We'll be taking our leave, if you'll excuse us then. If you'd like to take a rest, our bar is open to you. I hope the exercise served as adequate training for you as well. Huh? Wait, what? The battle's over, let us withdraw. Yes, sir. Alright, goodbye. I was looking for people streaming trails and came across your channel. You people in your trails. A lot of people find me through... shockingly, a decent amount of people find me through trails. If it's not Star Ocean 3 or Tales of, then Trails is like the #1 3 that people have found me through. Surprisingly. A boss planned this all from the start, didn't he? But yeah, I'm currently on my Trails binge, I guess, because I played the first 2 Cold Steel games, went back to Sky, played all 3 of them, and now I'm playing this, and I will play Azure as soon as this is done. He even managed to get the Saber Vipers to play along. It certainly seems that way. He managed to play us like a fiddle, huh? Screw that guy. Indeed, I am utterly exhausted. However, the delinquents may straighten their attitude as a result of his speech. You're right, we managed to accomplish our goal too. I think it's safe to say we've wrapped up everything we need to do. Let's head out. Ready when you are. Imagine if a boss replied with, now you fight me. I honestly kind of was expecting us to fight a boss. I thought a boss was gonna fight us there. If I, like, based on how other side quests similar to that go. Kind of surprising. I'm Detective 10th Class. Thanks for the reports. Yada yada. Alright, every single request is done. So now we can move on to story, which we need to go to the IBC. That is what I will do. That's my dog barking. Like, it's not just a normal bark. It's like a bark that sounds like a cry. It's very concerning. But yeah, Star Ocean 3 is like the thing a lot of people find me through. That playthrough is like so popular. And then Tales of is also kind of up there, as well as Final Fantasy. If it's not those, then Trails is like the next thing. Surprisingly. Who am I talking to? You? Hello, and welcome to the International Bank of Crossbell. Ah, Miss McDowell. It's good to see you again. I see you brought your SSS companions too. Thank you for helping us test our new service the other day. It couldn't have reached its current popularity without your efforts. Really, it's good to hear. I'm glad we were able to assist you. We'll be sure to rely on your help again when the time comes. Anyway, how may I help you today? Well, actually, there's something I'd like to ask you, Lamfei. Would it be possible to see Mr. Croy? Oh, you're not here to see Miss Croy? Oh, Miss Croy, not Mr. Croy. Right, I'm sorry we don't have an appointment set up. But even so, we'd still like to meet with him. Is he available today? Actually, it just so happens he's in his office right now. Will all 4 of you be meeting with him? Yes, we'd like to ask him a few questions regarding a certain incident. Oh, really? Understood. Please wait while I notify him of your arrival. Dang, leave it to our Mademoiselle to have a free pass into the C-suites? She really is from a different world as the rest of us, isn't she? Yes, understood, I'll send them in. Mr. Croy will meet with you now, Miss McDowell. I'll issue you a key card for the elevator, his office is on the top floor. Excellent, thank you, Lamfei. Hey, Deco. Shall we board the elevator then? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Ellie. You helped us out. Well, let's head on up and have a nice little chat with Mr. CEO himself. I haven't played Cold Steel 1 since like 2021. That playthrough was like 2.5 years ago, I think. CEO stuff office is on the top floor, right? By the way, what was that card she gave you? It's just an identification card. I'm excited to... I was just thinking to myself, I'm really excited to play Cold Steel 1 and 2 again because I'm gonna replay them after this game, and then also Azure. I'm gonna replay Cold Steel 1 and 2. I'm actually like really excited because like Cold Steel 1, I feel like I'm gonna feel the same about, but Cold Steel 2 I remember liking. I feel like I'm gonna love it even more after I play these games and finish them. Maybe I'll like Cold Steel 1 more, but even still, I think Cold Steel 1's pacing is kind of whack. Because of all the different businesses that operate out of this building, the IBC issues cards to access the appropriate floor. I was just told you record sub, so I hopped on, and now you can't get rid of me. Dang it, what am I ever to do? Yeah, a lot of people found me through Chaos's server. Like, Chaos's server was like how a lot of people found me, because I've been watching Chaos for a very long time, and then I've just mutual servers and stuff, so people just found me through that. A lot of people, a good portion of people. So it's basically a big fancy security system then. Almost feels like they're just using all the latest gadgets just because they can. Well, the IBC spearheaded the Crossbell City portion of the Orbital Network project after all. The scope of the project grew to its current size once the Crossbellian government joined. I have heard speculation that the IBC provides approximately 60% of the funding. I heard the same as well. I believe the government provides 30% while the Epstein Foundation provides the final 10%. Incredible. I didn't know they were shouldering more than half the cost. So you're telling me the Crossbell's most generous man's waiting for us at the top, huh? Now then I'll use the card, and it'll take us wherever we need to go. Yeah, Cold Steel 1, like... What I mean by pacing was whack. It was just like really... Well, obviously slow, but like... I don't know, I think... From my limited memory of it, I think what really made me feel like what made Cold Steel 1 feel really slow is like the story and the premise interested me faster than Sky, but what made me like hard to get invested in the Cold Steel 1 was Class 7. Like, I like Class 7, I do. After playing Cold Steel 1 and 2, I do like Class 7, but Class 7 takes a while to get good, I guess. Like, the way they build up Class 7 in Cold Steel 1 could have been better. I think that's the main issue. Like, I think the premise and the stuff of Cold Steel 1 is interesting off the cuff more than Sky, but I feel like it takes a while for the cast to get up there, especially Class 7. And Reen is also, like, not at his best, because I really like Reen by the end of Cold Steel 2. But in Cold Steel 1, Reen's kind of meh. Like, Reen isn't really anything in Cold Steel 1. Like, he's mostly used as, like, a character to help build up the others. But in Cold Steel 2, I'm like, oh, Reen, amazing. But again, I do plan to replay them. I'm probably going to replay Cold Steel 1 after 0, because I was told that Cold Steel 1 already started. And then, obviously, I'll be streaming Azure alongside my Cold Steel 1 replay, and then I'll play Cold Steel 2 whenever the Cold Steel 1 playthrough is done. And hopefully I can get the Cold Steel 3 by, like, whenever I want to play Trails again, like, maybe in the spring or the summer. Probably the summer, I don't know about spring, we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. It really depends on how burnt out I am by Azure. Wow. Also, I hear a lot of people say Cold Steel has the character bloat issue. I will actually agree with that. I think Cold Steel, like, I'm liking 0 so far, because 0 kind of, like, we only have 4 characters, It feels a lot safer. Sure, you have some side characters, but the main cast, they don't like over shove characters. I'll agree with that about like character bloat in Cold Steel. Like if they slowly introduced all of them, like I get it, give you a class, but like if they, I feel like they could have done it a little better. Because obviously they wanted to go for like a Persona style, like school setting or whatever. Like they have the school setting, which is cool. I do like school settings in games, but games like Persona don't have that issue. So like, I mean, I don't think the school setting of Cold Steel is a problem because I like Persona, I like Three Houses, I like games with that setting, but I just think Cold Steel has character bloat. I think like they could have done it better because Persona and Three Houses don't really have that problem. This view's amazing. Oh, that's a million mirror view. Probably about what it cost him too. I visited the Epstein Foundation's office in this building, but it hardly compares. The view from this floor is exceptional. I absolutely agree. The CEO's office is at the end of the hallway. I think it'd be rude of us to keep him waiting after he agreed to meet on such short notice. Good call. But yeah, I definitely am going to replay Cold Steel 1 when I'm done with 0. And eventually Cold Steel 2. Uncle Dieter, it's Ellie. Ah, come in, come in. Thank you, sir. Ellie, it's been far too long. Close to half a year if I remember correctly. Sounds about right, but more importantly, I'm glad to see you're doing well, Uncle Dieter. My apologies for not having scheduled a proper appointment with you. Come now, don't talk as though we're strangers. You're my little girl's best friend, and the daughter of my own good friend as well, after all. You're nothing short of family at this point. Thank you, Uncle. Think nothing of it. Now I've heard from my dear beloved daughter that you've joined the CPD. Would these be your fellow officers then? They are indeed. We're all part of the Special Support Section. Nice to meet you, sir. My name's Lloyd Bannings. And I'm Randy Orlando. Tio Plato, how do you do? It's nice to finally meet the three of you. I've read all about you in the Crossbell Times. I'm Dieter Croy, CEO of the International Bank of Crossbell. Lloyd, Randy, and Tio, you said. We're all friends here, so don't feel like you need to call me Mr. Croy or anything like that. Just Dieter is fine. Had the hair glimmer. Okay. Were his teeth gleaming there? Oh, the teeth were gleaming. They're so shiny I can smell the mint all the way over here. Anyway, shall we get down to business? I believe you're here to ask me a few questions. And I ask what they concern. Right, the thing is, we're trying to uncover the truth behind our current investigation, and as of now... I think I understand your predicament. This hidden fellow sent an orb mail from the IBC to your office, did he? Correct. We suspect it was sent from the IBC's main terminal. There's a strong possibility Yin took control of the terminal in order to do just that. I see. To be perfectly honest, I have the utmost confidence in our building security. Even more so when it comes to the floor the main terminal's on. Only a few authorized individuals can assess it as is. Furthermore, you must have the proper authentication to operate the terminal. I know this may sound rude of me to ask, but have any employees with proper clearance been acting suspiciously recently? Perhaps a recent hire or somebody who's been acting out of the ordinary? Not that I can think of. I have the utmost trust in every single one of the employees with access. But that brings me to another thought, Lloyd. Have you explored any other possibilities? Huh? For example, what if I was pretending to be this Yin character and I sent you the message, oh. What? You're joking, right? Uncle? Calm down, everyone. It was purely hypothetical, of course. Never let your guard down. You're detectives. Could you imagine the headlines if I had revealed that I was, in fact, a legendary assassin? This goes without saying, but reality is hardly ever that outlandish. Right, of course. Uncle, I would appreciate it if you didn't scare us like that, even hypothetically. He is quite the practical joker. I apologize for the fright. However, I would give things a second glance if I were you. If one of my employees was truly responsible for sending you the orb mail, given that only a limited amount of people have access to the terminal, wouldn't it implicate them? I suppose so. That is true. So we might need to consider the possibility of our suspects not with the IBC. Hey Tia, a transmission between the IBC and SSS terminals, would it be possible to mask the location it was sent from? An interesting question. It is possible that the IBC's main terminal was hacked from an external source. Hacked? The hell does that mean? I don't fully understand it myself. But I believe it's a technique used for the unauthorized operation of the terminal, primarily by breaching one security system. That's essentially correct. Any terminal connected to the orbital network can, theoretically, be accessed by another terminal. You would need to be unbelievably talented and familiar with the technology, of course. People capable of accessing terminals through such means are known as hackers. The orbital network is still in its testing phase, so there are a limited number of places that have access to terminals. But despite the limitations, we already have begun to encounter security issues. Interesting. So you're telling me not only is this Yin guy some crazy assassin, but he's also one of these hackers? I don't think we should jump to conclusions, though we should consider the possibility that the orb mail was sent from elsewhere. Well, I truly hope the situation is resolved without me having to doubt my loyal employees. More importantly, it poses a serious problem if the main terminal has been hacked. Ah, I have an idea. Would you like to enter the terminal room and investigate it for yourselves? Seriously? Are you sure that's okay? Of course, you may be able to find evidence of hacking if you examine the terminal itself. I'll have the staff down there assist you in case you have any questions. It will be incredibly helpful, sir. Thank you, Uncle. We really appreciate it. My pleasure. Besides, as CEO, this is an issue I can't afford to overlook. I must say, Ellie, I get the impression your days have been quite fulfilling as of late. Pardon? I had my reservations when I first heard that you decided to join the CPD. But it does seem like a job that will net you some very valuable real-world experience. So please allow me to aid you in any way I can. Uncle Dieter, it's reassuring to hear that from you. I'm glad. Oh, one more thing. Speaking with the four of you face to face, I see even more potential than I did reading the articles about you. Oh, the title screen music. I'm sure you realize this already, but Crossbell is plagued with a rather unique set of problems. Oh, you have no idea. 20 hours in the game, and I've hardly seen any of it, but I've seen enough to know that. I'm sure Ellie is painfully aware of this as well. I believe that the most significant problem we face as a society is that justice has lost all substance. It's become a shadow of its former self. What do you mean, sir? Could you elaborate, please? The idea, the very concept of justice, has become nothing more than an empty vessel, lip service if you will. Everyone has their own perspective, of course. Some even scoff at the mere mention of it, claiming there is no such thing as justice. Whatever their opinions, however, one truth remains. Humankind are creatures that will, to our dying breath, chase after the ideal of justice. Why is that? Justice is the foundation of society, something that people can believe in. If the criminals were not bound by that justice we call law, people would isolate themselves in the safety of their own homes, never to venture out into what they see as a dangerous world. If that were the case, any hope of a functioning society would disappear. While justice has become somewhat ambiguous in Crossbell, we still manage to live our lives. Would you say you managed to live alive? Great game, play it. Maybe so. Political corruption, the criminal underworld. Even if the police cannot tame them, the economic prosperity we currently experience allows our citizenry to live their lives in relative comfort. Petty crime is at an all-time low because of it, but an unseen evil still spreads across our land. And sensing it, people seek justice. From the very core of their being, they silently cry out for it. Chancellor? Because no matter what shape or form justice takes, people will always pursue it, just as they pursue the security that comes with the society itself. And that is precisely why Crossbell's bracers experience the popularity they do. Put the safety of citizens above all else. They certainly do seem to be allies of justice. Ain't that the truth? I've already gotten the feeling the Crossbellians worship the guild way more than any other country does. Certainly does make sense. The extent to which bracers can exercise justice is severely limited, however. As they are, it's simply impossible for them to resolve the injustices of the city. They are a bandage at best. That is why I expect great things from you. You may be the lasting cure Crossbell needs. What? So, you're telling us we need to start taking down the bad guys in place of the bracers, then? Oh, word only that simple. That's not what I intend for you. It's clear to me that you four are pursuing justice in your own way. I think it's important you demonstrate that to the people so they can see it for themselves. Justice still lives on in Crossbell. You want us to give the people a reason to believe that. Exactly. And for that reason, every article that the Crossbell Times publishes on the special support section is vital to your success. You may still be young and inexperienced, and you may make mistakes from time to time, but I believe everyone will notice your earnest pursuit of justice. There will be some who don't take you seriously, yes. However, I sincerely doubt there will be many among Crossbell citizens who will oppose your work. I don't know about that. In fact, I think quite a few people have already begun to place their hopes in the SSS, even if they may not show it quite yet. Look at me, delivering a passionate speech in the heat of the moment. Let's return to the issue at hand, shall we? I believe I was about to give you permission to go and inspect the terminal room. Ah, that's right. We really appreciate it. Where should we gain access? Let me see. I have access, and normally I would gladly escort you there, but unfortunately I have many matters to attend to once our meeting is finished. Oh, our apologies. We didn't mean to take up so much of your time. Not at all, Ellie. I quite enjoyed our chat. Shall I have one of my employees take you? That won't be necessary.